Today, I'll be showcasing what I eat in an entire day to get myself ready to step back on stage. Right now, I'm currently lean bulking still, and I got about a little less than 3 weeks till that process is over before we start the prep series. So, why not showcase you guys what I'm currently eating right now for me to get ready to cut. So, when I do cut, that process is not going to be detrimental or suffering as most people think. So, for breakfast, it's currently 6:30 right now. Normally I have this breakfast a little bit earlier, but just due to wake up a little bit 30 minutes after, that's the time. So for breakfast, I always like to start off with cooking the eggs first. So after we get the eggs cracked and ready to get fried, add a little salt to it. Then while I wait for the eggs, I go ahead and add in 75 grams of oats. Then while the oats are heating up, I get my rice ready too. Now with my rice here, I do about 4.5 ounces. Cool. Now pretty much that's all done right there. Now we just wait for the eggs to be cooked while we heat these two up. Once that heats up, I add the most famous, delicious toppings to it to make a nice little treat dessert for myself, and that'll be it. And as you can see, breakfast doesn't take long. It takes about 5, maybe 10 minutes at the most, depending on how fast this cooks. Alright, so while I get the rice going, I start adding toppings for my oatmeal. So first, do 32 grams of peanut butter. It's 37. We really don't really care if we go a little bit over, just because we're lean bulking right now. Then I do about 10 grams of honey. A little dab of cinnamon. And to top it off, we'll add some wild blueberries to it. We do about 70 grams of blueberries. I'll pick it up later. And there you guys have it. There's meal one. Again, eggs and rice, oatmeal. Let's go eat this up. That was delicious. Every single morning I have this meal and I would never get sick and tired of it, just because the eggs and rice being like that salty part, paired with that sweet and salt, that sweetness of the oatmeal with the blueberries and the peanut butter and the honey. Like I said, I could never get tired of this meal right there. But that was meal one right there. I'll put the macros up there for you guys. And yeah, I mean, that's what I'm used to, eating this amount of food early in the morning. And that's what just, sometimes people are gonna be different. Sometimes they eat a little bit less in the morning and then have more throughout the day. I can just have this amount, I'll be good too, and stuff like that. So with that being said, that was meal one right there. So I'm gonna take my 30-minute walk, help digest this food. And then I'll see you guys for meal two, my pre-workout meal. Get ready for it. Catch you then. All right, it's time for meal number two. It is currently 10:22 right now. So like I said, this is gonna be a pre-workout meal right here. And this meal, before I work out, be about 90 minutes, give myself time to digest. For like this meal too, this meal is along with the breakfast, is on like the higher caloric side. So giving myself about 90 minutes will be good for my body to able to digest it, ease up into it, so I can get myself ready for the workout. Now, as you're gonna see too, most of my meals that are gonna come from already pre-made. So I got in a glass container with my ground turkey. As you can see, I got this big Tupperware with my rice. So it really only takes me 30 minutes to cook the turkey and the rice together. So really, it saves myself a lot of time. And then every time when I just do my meals, all I do is just pretty much weigh out, because I already know exactly in my own head how much I'm eating. So at that point, I just need to weigh out, and pretty much it's golden, So right now for this meal, we're gonna do 4 ounces of ground turkey, and then we're gonna do 8 ounces of rice. You're gonna see rice is my favorite carb source to have during any type of whether I'm bulking or cutting or anything like that. Now, of course, like when I do cut, as time goes on, I won't be having as much rice just because, it's a very high caloric intake. But when it comes to bulking, and the reason I love rice too, because it's such an easy, quick, digestible carb source. Like, you can eat a good amount of carbs and not really eat a good amount of rice and not really get full from it. And so I love it too, especially when it comes to like pre and post workout. Well, post workout, I said it's very easy to, consume a good amount of calories, and also to not really feel too satiated from the rice as well. So we'll get this ready, add lettuce, and that'll be meal two. Cool. That's heated up. We're gonna add some salt. The only seasons I really use for my meals is just pretty much salt. I can't do other seasonings. Like I can, but I can't do it all the time because it doesn't sit well in my stomach. So salt is the best way. I got no problem with my salt. But here we're gonna do about 2 ounces of shredded lettuce here. I do need to get like a bigger bowl sometimes. All right, there's that. Now, to top it off, to make this a nice delicious, we're gonna add 30 milliliters of maple syrup right here. I know what you guys are thinking. I was like, yo, you're crazy for doing that. It's like, listen, I thought I was crazy too doing it, but when I tell you, when you do the maple syrup with the ground turkey in the rice, man, it hits different. It just makes the meal more enjoyable. It's like you get the combination of the sweet and salty. So, yeah, but I mean, like this meal only took about like maybe 5 minutes to make right there. But like I said, we got 4 ounces of ground turkey, 8 ounces of rice, 2 ounces of lettuce. Eat this, and I'll see you guys when I make my pre-workout drink for the workout. All right, it's getting close to that best time of the day. I'll work out, but first we gotta make the pre-workout drink. So, a lot of times, or it's not a lot of times, a lot of people, they like to use, pre-workouts as their pre-workout drink. I do mine a little bit differently. I don't really use like caffeine or like the Bay Alley as my stimulant. I just kind of go like the kind of like, how I want to put it, like kind of like the natural stimulant, I would say. So the first thing I was add in is hydrate. So these are my electrolytes. So I always add 1 scoop of that. And I haven't really done pre-workout, like an actual pre-workout drink in like years. And I've done an experiment before where it's just like, it didn't really say any effects on me. Like if I was doing it or without doing it. So I was like, I just, I'm not spending more money and just getting pre-workout. But next thing, creatine. I'll do 1 scoop of that. And lastly, another last thing is called growth, which is a phosphoric acid. And what that just really does is just helps recover the ATP energy stores is broken down when we're working out a little bit quicker than what our body can do. So I do 1 scoop of that. I also add 1 scoop of salt in there, and that'd be it. But yes, also too, if you want the sports performance that I take as well, down in the description, I'll plug in my link right there. But the company I use is Transparent Labs. I've been going with them for about 3 to 4 years now. I enjoy the products, seeing great results from it. But yeah, so that's my pre-workout drink. So I'm gonna fill this up. I'm gonna sip this on the way, go to the gym, and then we'll get the workout going. We're back from the workout. That was a killer one. Sometimes I question who designs my workouts and who's the psychopath to have back squat, front squat, hack squat all in the same row. Then come to the realization that psychopath is me. So yeah, I like to hurt myself sometimes, in a good way, all right, in a good way. But let's finish up the lift. This is gonna be my post-workout snack right here. This is where I have pretty much a good amount of, about 30, 40 grams of protein, a good amount of carbs right here, probably double that, and then a little less than fats right here too. So I do 1 scoop of protein, and I do 1 scoop of grass-fed collagen. What I would say about grass-fed, what I would just say about collagen just in general, ever since I started doing this post-workout, my joints and my ligaments have never really had much of an issue. They've been recovering so well. I really don't feel any aches, pains, or anything like that. Ever since I started taking collagen post-workout, my joints have, feel like a new human being every time. So I recommend if you do get collagen, along, with other benefits of collagen, of course, with, your skin, your nails, your hair, and stuff like that. I also say too, the collagen is also highly beneficial when it comes to joints and ligaments right there. So again, links down in the description. You save 10% when you check out. If you want the products that I'm using to, look the way I do, staying natural. So 1 scoop of those, then about 75 grams, again, of oats. I just incorporated this week right here, just because I just increased my calories again. So right now, with me being 3 weeks out from prep season, I'm trying to push as much calories as I can right now while still staying lean, because over this past weekend I woke up at 239. So I'm trying to again push as much calories as I can. Right now we're gonna be clearing about close to 4,800 would be the total, as you see later on. And do that for 3 weeks and then have a good amount of calories cutting down, stuff like that. So that's the goal. Then we do 70 grams of blueberries. 70 grams of pineapple.
What did I have? Oh, I lost count. What was it, 140? You know, that'd be fine. I lost count what number I had. Sometimes I just kind of go with it without realizing. But like I said, I'm kind of the bulking stage. Plus, it's not really gonna affect us too much. And then 70 grams of triple berry right here. Kind of hope this fits now with the O's being in the picture. We'll see. And then last thing to add into this extraordinary smoothie is 1 banana. And now just add some water and we'll blend it. So I'm really hoping, I might just put half a banana in here and just eat the rest afterwards, because I don't think it's gonna fit too well. All right, I'll blend this, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the post-workout meal right here. So again, nothing too crazy, pretty simple, pretty easy, pretty delicious too. I'll say this is like another treat for myself throughout the day. We'll have all the savory parts, and yeah, that's about it. And again, quick and easy for post-workout. Again, I like to have a good amount of protein, good amount of carbs, because again, I want something quick and fast digestible, so I can replenish the ones I utilize during my workout. So I'm gonna blend this, have this for meal 3, and I'll catch you guys in meal 4. All right, meal number 4. Meal number 4. It's gonna be the same thing as meal number 2. Again, it's gonna be 4 ounces of ground turkey, 8 ounces of rice, 50 grams of lettuce, and then of course another 30 milliliters of maple syrup. But as I'm also cooking my meat, because I did run out too. With that being said, you know, like when you see my meals or you see how much of a quality is, it's like, it's pretty reasonable to hit a certain amount of calories while also eating whole foods. And you know, for me, up to this point, as you see, is I keep most of my meals pretty simple, right? I don't have so many different selections. I don't have so many different combinations. I only just do what, for me, what works best. Let's keep it simple, and things I don't have to really think about twice, you know? Like, I can wake up every single day, know exactly what I need to get or how to make it, and I don't need to think twice about it. And that's the beauty of having a plan that's aligned to who you are and like how you operate, is to create a plan that removes all decisions for you, so you know exactly what you need to do without really thinking about it, right? Like when you're cooking, you don't have to think about like what you need to cook, how to cook it. Again, for me, I'll just, once this is done, again, I'll put it in the glass Tupperware, and that'll last me for 3 days, right? Along with the rice, I'll just remake it when I need to, and that's about it. The only really cooking I really have to do is just eggs. But as you can see, I keep a nice sweet treat for myself along, you know, along my meals, as you see, like with my oatmeal in the morning, and then also too with that smoothie. So, and you know, on top of that, this is what gives me the reason to enjoy my cheat meal without really tracking, and without really feel some type of way about how much food or how much of my cheat meal is gonna be, just because I do this 6 times a week. Excuse me, yeah, 6 days a week, where I have the same meal, you know, 6 days a week, and when I have my cheat meal, I can just kind of go off the rails a little bit. Again, I don't advise you go off the rails, because again, based on like, if you're a person that's not been consistent with having, like, again, you're not a person that's, you know, eating clean meals 6 times out of the week, 6 days out of the week, there's like, you have to adjust and adapt based on like how your life schedule is, right? If you are a person that likes to go out twice a week, there's like, all right, man, you can't just have that one day just go, you know, all fun. Maybe it's like that one day you have to, you know, budget your caloric intake. But just say like you eat 2,500 calories, right? But you want to save some room so you can enjoy yourself when you go out to eat. It's like, why don't you take a look at the restaurant you're going to? Why don't you take a look at what type of meal you want to have? And that meal is 700 calories. There you go. you just save yourself, you know, you just make sure you eat 1,800 calories worth of the food that's off your plan. Excuse me. And then then you don't have to worry about necessarily like, you know, the 700 calories because you already kind of have an idea what meal you want when you go out to eat. So that's how you can go about it. And then same thing when you do the second time, right? Throughout the week. Same concept too. So it's just like, it just depends on like, again, who you are as a person. It depends on like what type of, you know, lifestyle person you want to have, right? Like again, this is what works for me. This is just one way of building a plan and one way of, you know, having an alignment that just suits my season of life right now, right? And, you know, I don't really get sick and tired of having the same meal because I just enjoy it. I enjoy the process of having these meals because I know what these meals are going to do for me. I knew, you know, every time I have these meals, I'm going to keep feeling good, right? I know when I have these meals, I'm going to keep having more energy, right? And I know these meals are going to get me closer to the objective, to the goal that I'm pursuing, right? Especially now, like I'm stepping back on stage, I gotta be, like it's not like I already dial in, but I just gotta be more dialed in because, you know, that becomes a little bit more, if you want to go big with it, you have to be very more cautious and very more, you know, experimented when it comes to those things. But with that being said, you just have to really understand yourself. And again, this is just one way of me doing things. But the beauty of it, I can always adjust and adapt based on like what I got going on with my life, or you know, if I want to have a cheat meal, things like that. I can do so. I can have those large quantities without really feeling some type of consequences, nor feeling some type of guilt because of that reason. So, because I'm so confident in my plan, I'm so confident within myself that I know exactly how to get back on track, how to get back on it, and I'm just, you know, living each week to week, enjoying the whole entire process. So that's what kind of one thing I want to leave you with that as we is. This is meal number 4 right here. Again, 4 ounces of ground turkey, 8 ounces of rice, lettuce, a little bit of maple syrup. I'm gonna finish this up and I'll see you guys for meal 5. Last meal of the night here, meal number 5. Right here, what we got is we got 4 ounces of ground turkey, 4 ounces of rice, 1 smashed packet of avocado, and then we got 140 grams of pineapple right here. And that is the final consumption of the meals for the entire day right here. And so as you saw the entire day, it's pretty easy, right? Pretty simple. Have some type of carb, some type of protein, some type of fat, and some type of fiber. That was all my meals right there. As well as that's what fits with me, aligns with me. And it was pretty, you know, again, simple. As you saw, I spent most of the time just weighing my food because again, I already know my numbers, so I just need to do is weigh out what I need, and that's pretty much it. I don't have to really keep tracking and logging as I go on because everything is up here. Plus, I already created a plan that allows me to do the same thing. Also, too, I love eating the same meals. I got no problem eating it. I don't get really bored with it. You know, again, like I said, I enjoy the process with it. So, again, with it too, with that being said, it's just like understand like who you are, understand like what type of person you like. Are you the person that likes to eat the same meals, or you the person that needs different combinations? Once you figure that out, then you know rest comes pretty simple because you start understanding more about yourself, then you understand more about as you build out your plan. So when it comes to nutrition, it's pretty simple. Again, it's not easy, but it can be simple. It's just, again, you just gotta fit into your lifestyle and your way. Again, what I just showcased you guys, this is just my way, and this is just one way. There's many other ways that you can do so, but make sure when you do that way, make sure you do it correctly as opposed to, oh, the ways that just again keeps you stuck or doesn't give you the results that you're looking for, right? And as you see, like, also too, like, being natural, like you see me eating 4,700 calories, like, it is possible to eat this amount of food, still look a certain way, and you know, just from whole foods. You don't need junk food, you don't need fast food all the time to hit a certain amount of caloric intake. You can do with the whole foods. Again, you just gotta build yourself up over time. So when like people say like you gotta hop on things, or when people say like you gotta take some stuff to, you know, again eat that amount, or you know look a certain way, you don't necessarily need to. Like just build yourself up. I've been in the game for 6 years now, and you know, still trial and error, still figuring out things, you know, still experimenting, still learning about myself and stuff like that. So understand like it's a long game, and it's just not gonna happen overnight. It's just not gonna happen in 3 months. It's a long game because you gotta understand yourself and you gotta understand how your plans can be built out. So pretty much, like, you know, it's pretty, again, it's possible that you can eat a good amount of food, still look the way you do. It is also possible that you can eat a good amount of food by eating whole foods right here. And, you know, again, there's a reason why I eat 6 times a, you know, 6 times a, and there's a reason why I eat these same meals, you know, 6 days a week, is because, again, it allows me to get after my goals, but also too, it allows me to have the freedom to, you know, enjoy my cheat meal with no guilt, no shame, and also too, as much quality as I want to. Because again, for me, when I go to do my cheat meals, it's pretty, I enjoy it because I don't have to worry about cooking, I don't have to worry about kind of like prepping it, I don't have to worry about a lot of things. I just have to go figure out what I want, go get it, that's it right there. So it's kind of nice little reward for myself and nice little freedom for me. So that's pretty much about it. But as is, I'll have the total, you know, macro breakdown here for you guys, for you guys to see. That's about 47 calories. Again, you can do this naturally. You don't have to take out things. You don't have to do other things. You don't have to use fast food, junk food to get yourself there. You can do it by whole quality food right here too. So I hope you guys enjoy as much as I enjoy these meals, because I really do enjoy these meals. So if you guys got any questions about it, or you guys want to see anything else, make sure you drop that in the comments. If you guys, you know, again, enjoy this video, make sure you like it. And if you guys want to follow along for the journey, you know, you guys want to get yourself ready for summer and get shredded along with my journey, make sure you subscribe, follow along, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.